What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we are going over the god rolls, in my personal opinion, for the Jurassic Green 540 RPM solar pulse rifle from the Festival of the Lost. Now you got a little over a week left to grind out these rolls, so hopefully you can get them for both PvE and PvP. So with the gameplay going on behind us here, we're going to go over the PvP god roll first. Now, on my weapon that I have and have been using for PvP, I have a golden tricorn, killing wind, high caliber rounds, and small bore. This is very close to what I would be looking for in the god roll itself, with accurized rounds instead of high cal rounds. Now, using this, definitely it felt like it needed that stability, but also had a little trouble at range compared to some of those harder hitting 450s that can 2-tap right now. So going over the god roll, in my opinion, we're going to be using small bore full R barrel, so we can have that 7 stability and 7 range, so we can try to keep up with those 450 RPMs that do hit a little bit harder, but the fire rate for this 540 is quite nice, kind of like the darkest below. So definitely love using this thing with that stability and range. Now, like I said, in the second column, I'm going with ricochet rounds for stability and range. We get 5 range and 10 stability, so that'll help a lot in both of those categories, with that stability being more of a thing. Since it shoots faster, it definitely has a bigger bounce on it than some of the other pulses that we have. Now, for our third column over here, we have a couple options that you can go with. Perpetual motion, so while you're moving, after 2 seconds you get 5 stability, 5 handling, and 5 reload at ×1. After 10 seconds you get 15 stability, 15 handling, and 15 reload. So that's nice for the Crucible because you are moving very consistently. Me personally, I do like my killing wind option, so when you do get the first defeat with this weapon, especially pairing it with golden tricorn like I am doing, on the weapon defeats you get 20 range, 50 mobility, 40 handling, and 5% increase to damage fall off, so it does more damage at a farther distance. Plus that 20 range really helps with competing with those 450s, like I said, and it pairs well with golden tricorn because on weapon defeats it gains 15% damage for 7 seconds, and it can be refreshed with kills. So you sit there, get a defeat, and you get both killing wind and golden tricorn to proc, then you can mow down enemies with that 15% increase. And for golden tricorn, if you are on a solar subclass with the Titan, Warlock, or Hunter, and you get a grenade or powered melee defeat, it strikens the damage increase to 50%. I'm sure y'all have seen True Vanguard put out something with tunnel vision and golden tricorn using a Hunter, but you have so many options with your shoulder charge. For a Titan, you can use sun bracers where you get crazy amount of grenades, and also that celestial melee. Both of those help and can proc that 50% damage increase on defeats, so very nice for that control 6s for the golden tricorn. Maybe not as much in the end game with trials because those 450s are reigning pretty supreme, but if you can get that first pick, you might be able to mow down the other two quite easily as well for our PvP god roll. Now, switching it over to PvE, where I do really love this thing for the combo that we have in subsistence and incandescent. Absolute god roll, in my opinion. So what I have been using is fluted barrel, alloy mag, subsistence, and incandescent. Now, I would switch up a couple of those, so we're going to go over that real quick again. Now, for me, they said fluted barrel on this website is decent with that stability and handling, But again, I think the stability is pretty key for this weapon, so I'm actually going to go with small bore again for our god roll for PvE, just because I think that range and stability is super nice for this Jurassic Green, since it shoots a little bit faster, has that higher bounce. Hence, I do like the masterwork being stability as well for both of these, or you could go reload for our PvE god roll. Now for magazines on this weapon, I'm going to go with a pended mag because it gives us that +6 to our magazine without taking a negative hit like extended mag does at -20 reload speed. We keep that nice faster reload with having extra +6 in the magazine, which helps for that ad clear potential, especially with subsistence and incandescent on this weapon. So for me, like I said, definitely going with subsistence, because also subsistence procs on the incandescent defeats as well. So reloading the weapon on just getting defeats, super nice for that ad clear potential of this weapon. Now for the fourth column, you can go with Adrenaline Junkie for that increased damage with those grenade defeats or weapon defeats, but definitely for me, going with incandescent so we can apply that scorch to enemies, have it explode, especially if you're pairing this with a solar subclass. Super nice with gunpowder gamble. All of that scorch and defeats helps you get that nice big explosion with your hunter. And like I said before, it procs subsistence on those scorch defeats, so you're never running out of ammo, especially in some of those normal game contents like Gambit or normal strikes. But even taking it into endgame like a Master Lost Sector right here still worked well with getting those defeats and proccing that scorch, just helping with ad management in general, and then also a little sustained DPS with those scorch ticks. So hopefully y'all enjoy these god rolls and can get to grinding over the next 10 to 12 days. Definitely worth a little bit of grind, especially since they do have the new search party perk with that grants faster aiming down sight speed and movement speed while aiming down sights and no allies are near. So this is also more important in my opinion for that solo content in PvE, as well as if you're playing kind of off by yourself in PvP. So thank you guys so much again for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.